G'day, Mike here from PPCSavvy.com with some training today on Affinity and InMarket segments. So this is a form of behavioral targeting. Being able to target your prospects based on their behavior away from your site. So there's two types of behavioral targeting. There's behavior on your site, remarketing, and there's behavior that people have away from your site. In other words, on Google and across Google's display network. Everybody else's site, including your competitors. What is it? Well, let's start with Affinity. Affinity is based on a long-term behavior. So the types of websites that people have been searching for and browsing over a long period of time. So Google's looking at all of that behavior and saying, all right, you go to these type of sites more often than the average person. You search for this stuff more often than average. Therefore, I believe you're interested in this type of thing. And there's about 90 of these. Let's have a look at a few. These are sort of big interest categories. So it's not very super detailed in here. People that are avid investors or savvy parents, luxury shoppers, that's a good one to target. Green living enthusiasts, all sorts of different groups of people in here that you may want to target ads to. Great if you're interested more in reach, in getting in front of a large group of people. Now, generally, as direct response marketers, we're interested in ROI. And that's where this thing, InMarket audiences, really comes into its own. Because where Affinity was a long-term interest in a particular area, InMarket is the opposite. It's a very short term. It's based on about 7 to 14 days of data, based on your current search behavior, browsing behavior, and if you use Gmail, your email data. Google's looking at that to understand more about you. It should come as no surprise that Google knows an awful lot about us. In fact, there's a page on Google's site that you can go to. It's google.com/ads/preferences. If you go to that site, you'll start to see what Google understands about your interests, and particularly these in-market preferences. In-market just means you are in the market for a particular thing. So again, let's look at some examples from the Google site. Vehicles. So you can target people not just from the fact that they are interested in buying a new car, if that were important to you, but all the way down to the individual makes of those cars. You can target someone based on the fact that they are in the market for a new Audi right now, should you want to. Another one, business services. This is a very powerful one that came out of beta beginning of 2015, there or thereabouts. People interested in SEO and SEM services, that might be of interest to you if you're an agency. People that are into or looking for right now corporate event planning, and on and on. There are about 500 of these. So where Affinity is only about 90 and it's a longer term interest, these are very specific people looking for this stuff right now. And you're able to target your ads to people that are interested in this stuff right now. They're in the market to buy these products and services right now, and you're able to show your banner ads to these people, even though they've never been to your website. So instead of putting an ad up on the Sydney Morning Herald or on ESPN and hoping that your target market bumps into those ads, you're saying to Google, you know who these people are, you know they're interested in the products and services that I sell right now. I've no idea who they are or where they are, but here's the ads. You go find them, show my ads to those people. And another one here. Now this one's only available in the detail I'm showing here in the States. In Australia, it's slightly different, but by the time you get to your AdWords account, this may have changed. But we can target people based on that really granular preference. People interested in business class or first class travel right now, or interested in 5-star hotels, even the location. It's not shown on the screen here, but people that are interested or just about to travel to a particular city in the States or a particular country. Incredibly powerful if you're selling travel insurance, if you're selling anything to do with travel, if you're a hotelier and you're selling hotel rooms. All sorts of ways that you can use this. I'll give you another example of another way that you can use this. Inside your Google Analytics account, assuming it's set up properly, under the audience section, you'll find interests. And within interests, you'll find both of these, Affinity and InMarket. So you can actually go into these reports in your analytics account today and see how Google have categorized the people that come to your website. So when you look at that report first time, it's not particularly useful. It's pretty difficult to read. What we want to do is click on this little comparison button. So there's 5 little buttons across the top here. It's the 4th one along. We click on that, which changes the layout of the table. And then the next bit underneath, we've got a little drop down. We're going to choose e-commerce conversion rate. In other words, how likely are people to buy from me when they come to my site? And that gives us a much more interesting table to look at. Now, I can't tell you exactly which company this is for, but they sell contact lenses. And they're a big company, they sell a lot of contact lenses. And what we found when we looked at the data, I'm not sure if you can see that here, but these 2 groups of people that buy significantly more than the average visitor were both in the market for, this is the InMarket report, not the Affinity report, they're in the market for right now 2 different travel segments. So you look at this and go, well, that's very interesting. And it makes complete intuitive sense. People that are about to go traveling are probably more likely to stock up on contact lenses. But now knowing this, the company can now create an ad, might say something like, traveling soon, need to stock up on contact lenses. You could probably work with that copy and improve it a bit. But then show those ads just to people that are in the market for, that are people that are just about to go traveling. Now, it's not creepy or weird to them. They haven't been to your website. They've never told you that they're about to go traveling. It looks like just any normal ad. It just happens to be a highly, highly relevant ad to that group of people because they are about to be going traveling and maybe they need contact lenses. If they're a contact lens wearer, that ad is going to appeal to those. Obviously, there's a huge amount of people that are about to go traveling that won't appeal to. But that's all right. They're not going to click. It's not going to cost them any money. But we know that these people already buy significantly more than the average person. Great group of people to get in front of. I've created a list for you. So on this document is a list of all of the Affinity and InMarket segments from the Google, because it can be a little bit hard to find on the Google Help site, a little bit hard to find inside your account. So if you go to that URL, there's a spreadsheet there as a Google Doc that you can download for free. There's no opt-in required or anything, just go straight into Google Docs and that will give you a list. So start trawling through that list and seeing if there are particularly in-market segments. I would start there rather than Affinity. See if there are in-market segments or audiences in there that would work for you, for the products and services that you sell. I'm Matt Rhodes, PPCSavvy.com. We've got tons more training in PPCSavvy.com. We've got a great forum, loads of training, 50+ hours of training. Would love to see you in there. See you soon.